Hello, spiritual family. This is Spiritually Savage. And so, throughout this whole process, all the downloads that I've been getting, I have written them down. So, it may seem like there's going to be an influx of messages, but really, they've already been here. I've just been sitting on them for numerous reasons. And one of them, and understand that everything I speak of, I experienced it in some way or another, right? So, narcissist. I understand also that I am just now discovering all this stuff, right? And so I am processing as I'm discovering. It's been a lot these past 6 months. I discovered people around me that were just there to gain my information. I discovered people around me that just wanted my energy. I discovered people around me that just wanted my money. I discovered the people around me that didn't feed into me, but I was always gassing them up like, yo, you dope. Yo, yeah, that shit's gonna work. But I didn't get that in return. And it took for me to sit still enough, listen to my intuition to understand that I wasn't getting the same thing, right? So fast forward to this undercover narcissist. That's when all hell broke loose for me. I was listening to tarot, just trying to find direction in my life. I am literally 45 years old. I live with my sister and her children and her husband and her grandchildren. Unforeseen circumstances, but I don't think they were unforeseen. I think God planned it this way so I actually sit still, because I've never sat still in my life. You listen to my mom tell the story, and she always talks about how I never walked. I just got up and ran. She tells that story all the time, and my life has been on the go. I love traveling. I love doing a lot of things. But I was listening to tarot, and they were talking about narcissists. And I didn't know a guy I was dating was a narcissist. I didn't know. I also didn't know that he had put black magic on me for 20 years. So basically, from the moment I met him, it was happening. Come to find out, he was actually my twin flame. I didn't know that either until literally all this happened in 6 months, guys. So just imagine I'm going on with my life, and I'm, trying to discover who I am and what my purpose is. And I bump into this information. First, I bump into it as my mom. And through no fault of her own, if you ever had a parent that was raised in New York, a black parent that was raised in New York during the 60s and the 70s, it was brutal, it was rough. And then, family history dictates a lot of generational curses that a lot of people weren't aware of, right? And so, this was a guy that I interacted with on and off from the time I was 25. At 25, I started experiencing pains, unexplainable pains, right? Started in my legs, then in my neck, and a few other places. What I found out by watching tarot is that when people do black magic on you, it affects your health. I've never been aware of black magic. Had no interest in it. Truthfully be told, I believed in God, but as far as the spirituality, the magic that happens with it, I was oblivious to it. I had no clue. So when I discovered this, I went down that rabbit hole and started looking up all things narcissist and black magic wise. It was only through the grace of God, literally, that I happened to be at the right place at the right time. to overhear some things. And it was at that point that I cut the narcissist off. And here I am now speaking about it. So I'm literally coming out of the darkness because I was under narcissistic rule. First, my parents, and then unbeknownst to me, from a man that I halfway dated. And when I say halfway dated, I mean halfway dated. He knew who I was. Without a shadow of a doubt, I know he knew who I was. When I think back on it, they say hindsight is always 20/20, right? So when I think back on it and I think about the conversations we've had and what I told him and what he shared with me, which was damn near next to nothing, but I am a giving person. I'm empathic, super empathic. And I've always given. Always. I'm literally just coming out of this. Giving to my mom, giving to my siblings, giving to my nieces and nephews, and my great nieces and nephews. It actually took for a tower in order for me to sever the emotional ties and to look after myself and stop trying to look after everybody else, right? But I did not know magic or even black magic existed. A lot of us don't. A lot of us don't. God saw fit for me to see it. And so this is a message that I want to bring to the masses, because maybe you don't even know. Maybe you are having unexplained pains and illnesses. But that was just the beginning of it. I burnt my hand, 3rd degree, 2nd degree burns. I lost jobs. I've been home. I'm homeless now, literally. I've lost apartments because I've lost jobs. I mean, this was a continuous cycle for 20 years. If I didn't live it, I wouldn't be here to tell you that it existed, but I lived it. And a part of me wants to deny that it even happened, but I know it happened because I lived it. I felt it. And I overcame it. But it was only because I listened to God, the voice inside of me, that intuition. Everybody has it. But you got to sit still enough in order for you to receive it. So maybe things aren't going right in your life right now. Maybe you're in between jobs. Maybe you're in between relationships. Maybe you are staying with someone like me. I'm here to tell you that I know it seems like it's hard and that things will never go your way. But I know they will, because there is a higher power at work. Whatever you call him, I don't know who you are that bumped into my channel. White, black, Chinese, green. You could be eating green eggs and ham for all I care. I don't know, but understand that you are not by yourself. I don't care if you are alone under a bridge. You are not by yourself. I promise. Don't take my word for it, but continue to watch me grow and change and adapt and really just follow what my intuition is guiding me to do. I was literally laying down with my cat. He right there. But this message came. And there's more to the story, but that should be enough to get you started on your journey. I'm not a professional YouTuber, but I have a message. So it's not professional. Maybe one day it will, when I get my ducks in a row and get my coins up, I'm waiting on it actively, right? I'm not a professional. This is just my story that I am the only one that can tell it. No matter who wants to copy, no matter who wants to plagiarize my work, This is literally my story. It could be a movie. Just kidding. But no, for real. Um, this is my story. This is my journey. I don't know the rules, so how can I break them, right? I pray that you find maybe just a incident, a tidbit of faith and hope in what I've shared with you. Maybe you were like me and like, why is this happening to me? What is going on? I felt like Carrie Ann, and I don't know, this may be a lot of over people's head, but remember the movie Poltergeist and the house fucking burning down and everything, and she's standing outside the house while her family's in the damn car talking about, get in the car, get in the car. And she's standing outside, not paying them no attention, like, what's happening? That was me. And God said, poop, let me show you what's happening. So maybe that's you. And if that is you, here's your wake up call. You are not dreaming. There's other things that's going on in this world besides what your two eyes can see, besides what your hands can touch, what your mouth can touch. There's a whole lot more going on. And throughout this journey, I plan to talk about it all. Sex is literally the gateway. And I know a lot of people are like, what do you mean the gateway? Let me listen. I can't talk about that haphazardly. I have to bring my A game where I'm not just waking up from a nap or trying to because that is a serious subject. Everything I'm going to speak about is a serious subject, but that in itself has a lot of moving parts to it, and I'm still processing. I'm not processing the fact that I was raised by a narcissistic mom, who was probably raised by a narcissistic mom. God bless my grandparents. But through no fault of their own. And when I say that, I'm not saying that they're not accountable for their actions, but you have to be awoke enough to know that your actions are not your own and that there is another force guiding you, especially when you're doing detrimental things to your health. And you don't know why. I went through all of that, eating stuff that hurt me, literally hurt me, but I could not stop eating it. I could not stop. Needless to say, I like to say today, I am almost alkaline. Almost. I still have a few more things, and this journey has been since 2016 that I've been on, and it's taken me this long to even become alkaline because I was fighting every day of my life to do right, not knowing there were outside forces trying to prevent me from getting to a clear mind, a clear heart, and a pure soul, and purifying my temple. I'm still going to upload pictures, but I think this part is more important than the pictures, because if I post the pictures on what I posted the videos about first, I think people will lose focus. But understand, we are not by ourselves. And I don't mean just we are not by ourselves in all aspects. Our ancestors, the ones that have died and passed on, are still with us. God is still with us. Holy Spirit still resides in us. I went to church every day almost. I was in a choir, all that stuff. And they preached to us about God and Jesus. And they said the Holy Spirit, but the Holy Spirit, they didn't give much information. But I believe we're in that day and age where the Holy Spirit is going to speak. The Holy Spirit speaks to us. To me, the Holy Spirit is my intuition. To me, divine is my intuition. To me, God is my intuition. So we all have it. We all have that. But we gotta fight through the crap in order to get to it. The crap being fear, anger, hurt, pain, all those emotions that we like to run from. And I had been running probably since I was 5 when my dad was killed. But by God's grace and mercy, I found my way out. And so can you. Peace, love, and light, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.